Good morning and welcome back to Royal Redeemer. If you'd like to wear a mask, they're over there on your left.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, welcome to Royal Redeemer.
Hi there.
Good morning. If you'd like to participate in communion, please help yourself. And please try to keep 4 chairs between groups.
So friends, welcome to Royal Redeemer. We have missed you so much, and we are really looking forward to having all of you back in worship, and want you to know that we've been working on a worship experience that is safe for everyone, but also is familiar and comfortable and as rich and meaningful worship experience as we can create. And so we created this video to give you a sense of what that's going to look like, and we are going to run through some of those particulars with you now. Friends, we are looking forward to being back in worship with all of you, and as you saw from the chart that we sent out earlier in the week, we are offering worship on Sunday morning at 9 a.m. traditional, 11 a.m. contemporary, and both of those services will be streamed on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, and that is going to continue into the foreseeable future. So you can always continue to join us in worship at home. We are adding overflow services during the week, and one of those will be a contemporary service on Tuesday evening at 7 p.m., and the other will be a traditional worship service on Thursday at noon. If you are coming in person for any of the services, arrival time will be 15 minutes before that service. The doors will open. So what does it mean to act in love toward each other as we come back together? You know, what does love require? As we read through 1 Corinthians, and particularly 1 Corinthians 8 in our foundations class, I think I've become more and more convicted that what it means to act in love is to do things that make me uncomfortable or inconvenience me for the sake of people around me, if I know that that is going to make them more comfortable or somehow keep them safe. And so what I think that looks like for us as we come together in worship is to wear a mask and to maintain the social distance for the sake of the people around me, even if I'm not fully convinced that those things are necessary. Because I love the people around me, I'm willing to do that. And that's what it means to be community and to be family together. We are recommending a mask at the Sunday morning services. We are requiring a mask if you decide to sing during those services. And then during the weekday overflow services, a mask will be required for everyone. One thing we'd like you to be thinking about as you come back into worship is singing. We know that singing, the act of singing, actually increases the zone of safety around a person who is singing without a mask. And so what we're asking is that if you choose to sing in worship, that you wear a mask while you sing. Now, those of us who are leading worship up on the platform, what you'll see is that we will not be wearing a mask when we're preaching or when we are singing. In order to keep everyone safe in worship, you'll find that no one is sitting closer than 25 feet from the platform, and those who are speaking or singing on the platform will have a clear barrier between us and the congregation. So when you come into worship, as you'll see in this video, there are areas that will be marked off out of bounds for volunteers and for staff only. And doors will be propped open, so you shouldn't need to touch doors. And what we're asking is that there are at least 4 chairs between you and the next group of people. We're looking forward to having our children with us in worship. But know that there are no activities that are planned for children in worship, and there are not activity boards for children to do. So if you want something for your children to do in worship, you'll need to bring that with you. Pass the Peace will look like you standing in place, looking at the people around you, and extending them a greeting of peace. As you come into worship, you'll see communion elements on a high top table, and you will be welcome to carefully take a communion packet for yourself if you're able to take communion, and bring that with you into worship. When we come to that point in the service, the pastor will consecrate the elements, and we will all consume those communion elements at one time in place in your seats. So there will be no moving around during communion in the service. After you have received communion, there will be a receptacle at the end of your row where you can place your communion elements, and those receptacles will be for communion elements only. And we'll be offering communion according to our regular schedule for that beginning June 28. We are so grateful to you for your support, and some of you are providing your offerings through PayPal or providing your offerings online, and certainly you can continue to do that. If you decide to bring your offering with you in worship, there will be offering receptacles at the entrance to the worship center. So on your way in or on your way out, you'll be able to drop your offering there. At the end of the service, we are going to invite you to leave section by section, row by row, and the ushers will invite you out of worship. We will not have items like the Rite of Fellowship pads, pens, worship folders, donuts, coffee. So let's talk about important things. Let's talk about coffee and donuts. There will not be any coffee or donuts offered at the church as we come back into worship. And obviously wearing a mask makes it difficult to drink coffee. If you decide that you need your coffee, honestly, like I need my coffee, you're welcome to bring coffee with you into worship. We would just ask that you bring it in some sort of container that has a lid for your safety and the safety of everyone in worship. So we will be cleaning the facility, the commons, the bathrooms, the worship center before worship, between services, and after the service. We want this place to be as clean and safe for everyone as possible. We will be providing stations with wipes and hand sanitizer out in the commons and also in the worship center and in the bathrooms. So for contact tracing, we are going to be taking a photo of everyone in worship, and that is just for our internal records. If someone is diagnosed with COVID-19, we can then take and share the names, not the pictures, but the names of everyone who was in worship that day with the health department. We would ask that if you are diagnosed with COVID-19, that you would share that with us. We will not share your specific information with anyone. We can't do that by health privacy laws, but we would share with the congregation that someone in the congregation who was in a particular service was diagnosed with COVID-19, so that anyone who was in that service can make sure that they are safe and healthy. As you can see, there are a number of things we're doing to make worship safe and also to make it a great experience for everyone. And we want you to know that all these things that we talked about, we are going to be constantly reevaluating and adjusting along the way toward those goals of a safe and worshipful experience for everyone. Also, I want to say that we're working to get worship into a pattern that is working, and once we do that, we are also going to move into adult studies and other ministries, particularly ones where small groups of people can gather safely, even out of doors perhaps. We're just looking forward to getting more and more of us connected with each other in ministry. So if you feel comfortable coming back into worship, we look forward to seeing you on June 28. If not, we look forward to having you with us online and look forward to having you back with us in worship sometime in the future. Thanks everybody for your continued support along the way. God bless you and your family as we make our way through this time together.